Hi, my beautiful friends. Long time no see. It's been 2 weeks since my last flow, and I'm sorry because I have been sick for almost 2 weeks. And finally, I feel a lot better, and I think now is the time to launch another beautiful flow. And today's flow is about releasing tension and pain in our lower back and hip area. And it's a very fun and it's very creative flow, and also in the meantime it's releasing a lot of the tensions in our lower body and in our lower back. And I hope at the end of this session you'll feel very relieved from any stress or any tension you have stored in your low back or hips or even mentally. Thank you very much, and let's start the flow. All right, let's start by standing up on our mat. By standing in mountain pose, and let's have 3 rounds of breath to connect with our body. Deep breath in and out. In and out. In and out. Take a big breath in, raise your arms up, gaze up, and hold your left wrist with your right hand and bring your left foot behind in the mat, behind your right foot. And pull your left wrist to the direction of the right. This is standing side stretch. Externally rotate your left shoulder. Open up your chest. You can gaze forward or gaze up. Take 3 rounds of breath here. Every exhale, try to stretch more, lengthen your left side muscles more. Last inhale in, exhale, listen carefully, slowly bend at hips and bring your torso down. Reach your arms out to the right diagonal direction. You can have your right legs bent and just stretch out. Feeling the stretch from of your left lower back area. Next, breath in, slowly come up, raise your torso up, and come back to center. Hands together at heart center. And let's bring it to the other side. Breathe in, arms up. Left hand hold the right wrist and right legs behind. Come into this side, standing side stretch on the right side. In and out, pulling more. Shoulders and chest open. Next, breath out, bend at the hips. Your hands can hold at your waist. And bend down. You can bend your left knee slightly, and hands, arms reach out in front of you to the left. Straighten your right leg can help increase the stretch of the right lower back. Relax your shoulders. Let your head hang. Inhale, come back to center and mountain pose. Hands together at heart center. All right, now let's Bring the feet together. You can have your feet slightly away from each other, or bring them together and slowly bend down. You can hold your hips, or you can put your hands together like namaste in front of you and bend down. Heels up. Your back straighten. At the end of the pose, you should feel your glutes are meeting with your heels. They're meeting with each other, and your back totally up. Straighten. You can keep your hands on the knees, or with them together in front of your heart. Stay here for 3 rounds of breath. This is a balance pose. And slowly, let's come down onto our knees. Vajrasana. Kneeling pose. So, from here, let's do a few rounds of kneeling cat and cow. Inhale, you can hold your hands can hold your knees, and inhale, open up the chest towards the sky, gaze up, shoulders open. Exhale, round and chin to the chest. You feel the neck expanding and upper back expanding. Inhale, chest open, gaze up. Exhale, round, chest in, chin in. Sorry, not chest in. Feel the roundness of your back. Inhale, open, slightly bend, back bend. Exhale, round. 3 more rounds at your own pace. Okay, come back to center. Now let's shift our weight onto the right side of the mat, and bring your both legs, both feet on the outside of your left side to sit on your right hips, right sit bone, and take a big breath in. Raise your right arm to the sky, pointing to the left side of the room. Exhale, bend even more. Your left hand can hold the left shin, or place it next to your left foot. Inhale, chest up. Externally rotate your right shoulder. Exhale, bend even more. You can keep your head up, or let your hand to relax your neck. Take a big breath in. Exhale. Let's slowly rotate our body to the right side towards the right side, maintaining the same position of the legs and feet. And then your right hand landed behind of your right hip, and your left hand rested on top of the right knee, facing towards the right side of the room. Your back is uplifting, your crown is like somebody pulling up, and don't slouch your back. And you feel the twisting is coming from your hips, your low back, your chest, and your neck. Another variation of this position, of this pose, is you can try to reach your left hand backwards to hold your right elbow and look behind you. Stay up and tall here. Breathe. 3 rounds of breathe. Slowly press your right hand down firmly to the floor and press your hips front forward, and you raise your left hand up to the sky, and you can extend your left legs and the left arm out and press your hips forward, coming into this variation of kneeling back bend. Slowly come back to center, and let's bring it to the other side. Move your weight to the left side, and your right hand can be placed a little bit outside of your right foot. And inhale, lift your left arm to the sky. Exhale, point towards the right side and coming into this side bend mermaid pose. Chest open, gaze up. Next exhale, slowly rotate your body to the left side. Land your left hand behind your left hip and your right hand rested on top of your left knee. Sit up and tall. Look forward to the left side. Try to hold your left elbow with your right hand. Coming into this torso twist variation. Right. Carefully and slowly press down the left hand firmly to the floor and extend your right leg and right hand out. And come back to center. Great, perfect. And now let's sit on our mat with our legs extended in front of us. Coming into this staff pose, Dandasana. Sit up and tall, legs straight stretched out in front of us, and feet flex, and your hands placed right next to your hips. Stay here for 3 rounds of breath. Next inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, coming into this seated forward fold. If you cannot go down, you can just sit up and tall. The point here is to keep your low back straightened. Don't round or slouch your back. So you can either stay here. If you are more flexible, you can go down a little bit more. Your hands even if your flexibility allows, you can even interlace your hands and hold it behind your feet. And rest your forehead on top of your shin or knee. 5 breaths here. 5 rounds of breaths here. Slowly coming up. Press yourself up. And let's try cradle pose. Okay, so listen carefully. Bend your right knee and try to hold your right foot with your hands and bring the foot up, knees close to your chest. Slowly externally rotate your knees and your thighs, and bring the sole of your right foot to place it at your left elbow, like this, on your left upper arm, and then to grab your right hand with your left arm, something like this, like holding a baby. That's why the name is called cradle pose. So your arm is around your knees and your shins. Stay up and tall, chest open, shoulders back and away from the ears. Stay up and tall. You can swing your body a little bit left to right, just to release some tension stored at the hips area. This is a great stretch pose for the hip. And then from here, slowly bring the right foot on top of your left thigh, slightly on top of the left knee, and bend your left leg and place your hand a little behind you and come into this seated swan pose. Bring your torso a little bit upward, and then you can bend your left knee a little bit more. So coming into this even deeper stretch of your right hip, right thigh, outer thigh. Stay here. Take 2 rounds of breath. And swing side to side, or stay still. Next, inhale, exhale, shift your weight onto the left side, maintain the same position of your legs, don't move, and bring the sole of your right foot to the floor. And then rotate your body simultaneously backwards to face backwards of the room. And you can feel the stretch of your left lower back and the front side of the thigh and the front side of the left hip. And slowly, let's try something fun. Bring your body to the floor. You can hold your weight with your left elbow like this, and can rest your upper body on top of your left elbow, and swing your right hand backwards to hold your left foot, and to bring the left foot closer to the glute, to the hips. And extend your right leg out. And this is cat tail pulling pose. So you can feel the expansion on the front side of the left hip. Try to open up your chest. This helps the expansion. To release from this pose, let's slowly turn to face the back side of our mat and bring yourself up again, back into this Dandasana pose. Sit up and tall and stay here 2 rounds of breath. Now let's bring it to the other side. Let's hold our left foot into our chest, knees into our chest, and slowly rotate the legs and bring the sole of left foot into the inner side of the right elbow, and run and circle your other arm to hold the knee. to hold the entire outer edge of the shin and the knee. Sit up and tall and hold. And feel the stretch of the left outer side and left hip. Carefully place the foot on top of the right side and bring the legs up, the right leg up. Sit your torso closer to your foot and open up your chest. In this pose, you try to open up your left knee away, like intentionally moving the left knee away from your torso, away from yourself, so that way you can feel more stretch of the hip area. And slowly let's do the rotation. Bring the left foot to the floor and the body simultaneously rotate backwards. Come down onto your right elbow. And let's come into this cat tail pulling pose on the other side. Bring your right foot with your right hand. Bring it closer to the hips and extend your left foot out. And push through your right elbow to bring yourself up. Don't slouch. Bring yourself up. Feel the expansion, the stretch on the outside, on the front side of the right hip area. And slowly release and listen carefully. This time, let's release to come onto our bellies. So let's just rotate even more to come onto our bellies. And let's rest here in this reverse corpse pose, reverse Shavasana. Bring the forehead to the floor, arms totally relaxed and stretched out in front of us, and legs totally stretched out and relaxed behind us, and bring your forehead down. Let's stay here for 5 rounds of breath, just to take a break and relax. And slowly, to prevent yourself from falling asleep, and move your hands closer to yourself. You can place your hands little out of the mat, or on the 2 corners of the mat. And let's do a few rounds of spine wave. So slowly inhale, elbows up. Externally rotate the shoulders and forehead down, and inhale. Slowly push the floor away to lift yourself up into this upward, into this high cobra. Stay here. Exhale, wave down. And your head comes at last. Let's do 2 more rounds. You can also use your fingertips. Inhale, push up. When you push up your upper body, you try to imagine that you're pushing down to the floor through your pubic bone and through your hip area and your glutes. So tightening the glutes and the hips will further enhance the lower back muscle in this posture. Chest to the sky and slowly exhale, wave down. One last round. Inhale up. Exhale down. And let's come onto Sphinx pose. To balance on our forearms, and you can move your body a little bit in front of you, and try to relax your lower body, and press down through your pubic bone, and lift yourself up through the chest. Gaze forward, shoulders back and away from the ears. From here, let's tuck our toes and come onto kind of like a forearm plank pose. But you have to use your core strength a lot here just to move your hips up. Okay. Slowly walk towards the front side of the mat. This is a dolphin pose. Lift your hips up and high, maintaining balance on your forearms. You can try to reach the mat by pressing down your heels. Suck your belly in. Push the hips up. Head and the neck in between your arms. You feel the entire stretch of the back side of the legs, the hamstrings. Last breath in, out. Come onto your knees. Let's relax. And let's extend our arms out in front of you and in front of us, and come into this puppy pose with the hips stacked above the knee and chest to the floor. You can either try to reach, you can either place your chin on the mat to have more stretch, or your forehead. Up to you. And slowly from this happy puppy pose, let's bring some, introduce the needles here. Sorry, I have to pull my clothes. Bring your right arm underneath your left and your right cheek on the floor. You can bring your left hand closer to you and to push the floor away and make the twist even deeper. Slowly come back into center, and let's bring it to the other side. Release, come back to center, and widen your knees and bring your toes together. Let's slowly round up and come into this wild leg child pose. Rest here, 5 rounds of breath. Slowly bring yourself up. And now let's come onto our back. Lay down on our back. Bring the knees towards the chest and just give a little gentle massage of the legs. Just give some gentle touch on the feet, on the shins, on the thighs, on the glutes. Give a little love to yourself and hold it tight. And then try to reach, bring the arms inside of your legs and hold the outside edge of your both feet. Bring the knees close to your armpits and come into this happy baby pose. Every time you exhale, try to imagine you bring your knees closer to your armpits, closer to the floor. Keep your lower back, your hips grounded on the floor. Don't round it up. Close your eyes just to feel the stretch. And give yourself a little swing side to side just to feel good. Slowly, let's straighten the legs and flex the feet, arms down, hands down on the side. And let's just hold the legs like this, like 90 degree. This is half plow pose, and this is really good for the, it's kind of like a half inversion pose. So that the blood actually is circulate backwards. It is really good for our heart. So let's just take a moment here, like 5 breaths here, just to feel the inversion of the legs. A bit shaky is okay. You can still keep gently touch the legs. Saying hello, you're doing a great job. Holding it there. Slowly bring the legs down. And let's do one round of bridge pose. It's a very good lower back and the hip strengthening, lengthening pose before we finish our practice. Inhale, bring the hips up. Tighten the glutes. And knees close to each other. So slowly, vertebra by vertebra, bring your spine down. Alright, so in the meantime, let's just do one round of fish pose. It's a very good pose for the upper back bend. Let's place the hands underneath our hips, close to our hips or underneath our hips. Elbows in, elbows in. Legs straightened out. Relax. Take a big breath in. Lift your upper body up and bring the crown of your head to the floor, to rest on the floor. Open up your throat and chest to the floor, to the sky, sorry. 5 rounds of breaths here. You are holding weights on your hands and on your forearms, but not on your head. Your head is relaxed on the floor. Slowly release. Calm down. Okay, one last pose before we close our practice. Bring the soles of your feet together and knees out on the side. This pose is Supta Baddha Konasana, supine butterfly pose. It's a very good hip opening pose with the body totally relaxed, and just let the gravity doing the opening job for you. Relax your lower back into the floor and your hips. Relax them into the floor. Let the gravity opening your hips even more. Relax your entire upper body, your lower body. Just relax. This is the last asana of our practice. Just take big breath in, out in the mouth. Relax. Slowly open your eyes if they're closed, and gently use your hands, bring your knees upwards and close them. And let's come to the side of our body. Very gently take a big breath here. Gently push yourself up into seated. Let's close our practice with a big breath in, arms up. And exhale, hands together at heart center. Thank you very much for being with me in this practice. I hope you enjoy this flow, and I hope if you have any low back pain or hip tension, hip pain, I hope this flow really can help you release some of the stress or tension or pain. And I hope to see you again in my next episode, and look forward to my next episode as well. Thank you very much, and see you. Bye-bye.